Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Emily, and today we're going to be talking about luxury, expensive, overpriced, luxury, like beauty products. The title told you everything. Alright, so today we're going to be going through all of my luxury makeup products. So those aren't just like your Too Faced, your Tarte, your goddamn KVD, Kindness Beauty, whatever. We're talking about fancy. We're talking about fashion. Givenchy, YSL, Charlotte Tilbury, Marc Jacob, Natasha Denona, Pat McGrath. Those are the brands we're going to be talking about today. So, of course, like any YouTube video, I'm going to take forever to actually start on what we're here for today. Couple disclaimers. One, it's not going to be a full face of high, like, luxury and makeup products, though I will have everything I use listed down below. That being said, I don't really buy luxury products. I've only bought like a couple of these products, and I will make it clear in the description box like which ones I did purchase. I will say last year I was extremely lucky and I won like 2 different giveaways. I won a Melissa La Torre giveaway for doing a reel. There is one product that I got as a gift. It is the Pat McGrath Mothership Palette. This is a gift from my wonderful partner, from my wonderful boyfriend for my birthday last year. Precious little thing, both him and this palette. Anyway, and my third disclaimer that I completely forgot about tonight. Oh, yes, my third disclaimer. You know, luxury, everybody categorizes luxury differently. I was trying to think of like a metric for me as to what I consider luxury. I don't know why this is the specific analogy that I thought of, but like if you were going on a first date to Olive Garden, so you're going on your first date with a person to Olive Garden, whatever the tab is at the end, including tip and everything, fuck it, including valet, if you did valet for Olive Garden, that's the amount I consider luxury. So we're talking about like $45 to $50. I think that's a decent amount of money to spend on an Olive Garden for your first date. That is the stupidest analogy, I get it, useless. But what I think is nice about it is that you can tailor it to you depending on what you think is like a good first date at Olive Garden. Alright, so we are going to get started on it now. So the first product that I have is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is essentially a moisturizer and a primer mixed in one, and retails for $62. You get 1.7 ounces. Of course, I did not buy this. It's a really like thick texture. I've only used it a handful of times. I take like the tiniest bit. It does have a really strong fragrance, which I'm not surprised by when it comes to higher end products, specifically anything luxury, which I would consider this definitely luxury. It's really thick. It does, I guess, create a smoothing effect just because it's so heavy. Really nice for somebody who has, I guess, drier skin, but for my oily skin, I go with just like a tiny bit. It feels fine on the skin. It smells very intense. It smells like... This video is just going to be me like heavily inserting the scents of these products in my nostrils. It smells like what I would imagine. I've never had a banana souffle, but if a banana souffle were turned into a jelly bean and then made into a perfume that you would buy at discount at JCPenney. Oh, I can't smell anymore. Okay, that's too strong. A great like dupe, I think, in terms of the consistency and the thickness would actually be the e.l.f. Putty Primer. I think it kind of gives you a very similar feel to the skin. So next I have the YSL Touche Éclat Blurring Primer. This, I believe, retails for $52. So this retails for $52 and you get 1 full ounce. There's 2 different ones. There's the one with like the gold reflect, and then I have the other one that has like the silver reflect. I don't really think there's a difference between either of them. I'm going to take 1 pump of this. It's a really intense like silicone based primer, obviously, because it is more of a blurring primer. However, compared to other blurring primers that I've tried, I definitely prefer this one. Just because a little bit goes a long way. I don't feel like you have to like press it really intensely into the skin. Usually silicone primers can tend to be really thick, and so you just need like the tiniest bit and just really press it into the skin. This one is really nice and silky. You can really spread it to the entire skin without it feeling dry. It does have a scent to it. It's much more pleasant, I think, than the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base because that one has like a very artificial smell. This one just smells like a nice Macy's. I love the smell. Do I think this is worth it? I mean, in terms of just the feel compared to other blowing primers, I definitely prefer this. However, I don't think any primer is worth $52, especially something that like you can go without in your makeup routine. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's better to invest in something that's actually going to make a difference in your like makeup look. Yeah. Alright, next I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for Superstar Youth Glow. Now, this is something that I, for the longest, was like, I don't need this. And as you can clearly see, I bought this. I was like, I don't need this. I originally learned about it from Samantha Ravindal, who is our dry skin queen, and I'm an oily skinned princess. So usually what she likes, you would think I wouldn't like, but I actually really like a lot of recommendations, especially somebody who's like oily but doesn't like to look dry or matte. They expanded the shade range. There used to be like only like 5-6 shades. Now there's like 12. I got the shade 2.5 Fair. Now, what is this? Is it a foundation? No. Is it a highlight? Yeah. Is it a primer? Sure. Is it a tinted moisturizer? Is it a combination of all of those things? Yes. So I got this like not that long ago. I got this about a week ago, and I've used it a handful of times now, and I've actually really been enjoying how this makes my skin look. There's something about the glow with this that just makes it look just so natural yet so like elevated. I don't know. I really enjoy this. You get 1 fluid ounce with this. It's a really hefty bottle. It comes with a doe foot applicator. You can like mix this into your foundation, add it, you know, just to your bare skin. You can use it on top of your foundation for a highlight. Like, you can use this for a variety of different ways. So I'm just gonna place this on the high points of the skin, a little bit on the top of my forehead because I can get a little bit dry at the top here. And then I will place a little bit under my eyes. I really love the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector because it color corrects under the eyes, but it also adds an intense amount of brightness, and I feel like this gives me the same kind of brightness that that product does without the obvious color correction. Obviously these are like really intense lights, but I don't know if you can see just the amount of glow on the skin. It's just so pretty. So I think I like this. This is worth it for me. Is it a necessity? Absolutely not, but I don't think any of these products are. Alright, so we're finally going to get into the base, which is the foundation. The foundation I'm going to be using today is the Nars Natural Longwear Radiant. This foundation is a pricey one from what I remember. I try not to remember the price because I like it so much. So this cost $49. The most expensive foundation I've ever purchased. However, when it comes to Nars, they're just really well known for having really good complexion products. So for me, this is worth it. I think if you're going to spend your money on something, you know, a little bit more expensive, I think it's definitely a good idea to, you know, grab something you know you're going to love, you're going to use every day, or if you just want something that's more like of a collectible. But I absolutely love this foundation. This is a foundation that I'm going to keep repurchasing, and I'm definitely like going to use it throughout the year. I really love this. I also really like that this foundation has really tiny pumps. So you never end up going with too much unless you just end up pumping like way too much. But I take about 3 pumps. Again, like the name suggests, natural, longwear, radiant. It's pretty straightforward. A lot of dewier foundations just don't last on me because I'm more oily. But I like this, that this isn't a matte, super matte foundation. It gives a nice glow, but it'll actually last on my skin. By the way, this is the Dawn Cosmetics sponge. I really like this sponge. Alright, so that is with my foundation and all my skin prep done. Honestly, I'm really liking how my skin looks. It looks nice and glowy, but it doesn't look cakey. Alright, so I just did my concealer and my cream bronzer and my cream contour. All the products that I use are going to be listed down below. So I have the Marc Jacobs Dewdrops in the shade 50 Do You, if I'm not mistaken. I think that we have like 2 shades of this, which is really unfortunate because I think this actually has a really nice formula. So this retails for $45. They come in 2 different shades. There's this lighter champagne gold, and then you have like a warmer golden bronze. It doesn't tell me how much is actually in here. I'm assuming it's 1 ounce. Most products, like liquid products like this, are usually 1 ounce. I did get this because I was like, I really want to get a nice liquid highlight, but I've kind of just realized that I'm just not someone who will go into a liquid highlight. Though I do like this shade. It is really pretty, don't get me wrong. but I'm probably going to start using this a little bit more for like a body highlight. These are, again, I think they're nice. I think if you get them, you're not going to be disappointed. However, I do think there are more affordable liquid highlights out there. And if you're not somebody who goes in a lot with liquid highlight, I don't think it's worth it. If you were to ask somebody what this smelled like, they'll probably tell you soap, which yes. But when I first smelled this, it reminded me of, this is so random, I thought of the, you know, the Kern's horchata, like the blue carton Kern's, that's like the horchata. That's what this smells like to me. I have no idea why. That's that memory of walking into a Food for Less and wanting to get the horchata. That's like what it smells like. That's what it brings me back to. So yeah, if you want some like really specific nostalgia that only I've had, get this. Alright, so next I'm going to be using the Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder. This is a mini. I got this, I'm pretty sure, for like my birthday gift at Sephora. I haven't used it yet. I don't really use that much Hourglass products. They're kind of... Hourglass is a beautiful, beautiful brand. Oh my god, I can't open this. So Hourglass is a beautiful brand. However, they've made it pretty obvious that they don't care about extending any of their shades for like anything. But I will say, if you are somebody, again, I'm going to be saying this a lot, somebody of dry skin, I've heard this powder is amazing. So you can actually buy this mini for $20, which I think is a lot. The full standard size, which comes with 0.36 ounces, is going to run you $46. So this is pretty expensive. So I'm going to take a little bit on the cap, take a little bit on my sponge, tap off the excess. So I just have like a little bit of powder there. And I'm just going to lightly set under my eye. Damn it, you guys, I kind of like it. It's kind of making my under eyes look really good. Yeah, my skin looks really flawless under my eye. Holy shit. I'm going to take this big fluffy Real Techniques brush, dust off some of the excess, and start setting very lightly those areas that I put on that cream bronzer. Alright, so I'm going to quickly do my bronzer. This is my Mented Cosmetics Bronzer in the shade Beach Bum. So this is the Natasha Denona Contour Sculpting Powder. This is the shade 01 Light. Let's search up some facts about it. So this comes in 5 different shades. This is the lightest shade. I'm going to take this Makeup Shack T34 brush. It's funny, you can just see like little holes from me just using this brush to push it in. Tap off some of the excess, and I'm just going to add the powder right there. You can definitely find amazing contours that are not $38. I highly recommend the Mented Cosmetics and Neon MUA face palettes. Those are really nice. They come with a bronzer, contour, blush, and highlight. So I just literally just put a little tiny bit right here just to kind of add like a slight contour. Alright, so the next product I have is another Nars complexion product. This is the, what is this? The Exposed Cheek Palette. This is limited edition, so I don't even think you can buy this particular one anymore, and if you can, it's probably on sale. Nars comes out with a lot of these kind of like limited edition products that end up being really similar to each other like year after year. So every year they come out with like a palette like this, like it has like all of your, you know, cheek products, all of your blushes. They may or may not contain a highlight, and they may or may not be like matte or shimmery. It depends on the year. They cost around $60, which even then I still think it might be worth it if you see yourself using all the shades and like to mix and match your shades. I got this for like $40 though, right before I think they discontinued it. I definitely would suggest with Nars these kind of big palette products to wait till they go on sale, because they usually go on sale for anywhere from like 30 to like even 60% off. So I swatched them on the back of my hand. So like I said, you got your coral tones, more neutral tones, all the way to your very berry pinks, and then that nice highlight right there. So for today, because I don't know what I'm going to be doing exactly for my eyeshadow look, I'm going to keep it more neutral, so I'm going to keep it down here at the bottom. Just going to start tapping that, focusing my blush mostly to the top of the cheeks here. I do have a pretty round face, so I want to kind of, you know, create a little bit more dimension and structure to my face, so I'm going to concentrate this more here at the top of my cheekbone. Taking my Artist Couture fan brush and dipping into that highlight in the palette. I think this palette is definitely worth it, especially if you're able to get it on sale, because Nars complexion products just tend to be a lot nicer of a formula. So I completely forgot about a product I was going to use. This is the YSL All Over Glow. It is kind of like a setting powder, but also kind of like a highlight. This is kind of like a powder that you use over your face to set your makeup but also give it a nice glow. I'm actually not mad that I kind of forgot to use this, just because it does have, like, as you can see, like, it matches similar to my skin tone. This is the only shade, by the way, but it has like a pink undertone, like a pink shimmer to it that just kind of alters the look of the skin. I used this the other day when I first tried to film this video, and I just didn't like how my skin looked. I felt like I was adding a lot more highlight to kind of hide that pinkness of it. Alright, so I just did my brows, and now we're going to get into the eyeshadow, which I'm really excited about. So, here are some of the palettes that I have. Here I have, actually, we're going to give her the proper time she deserves. First, we have the Nars Cool Crush eyeshadow palette. I wasn't able to find this when I was searching for it. It might already be, you know, discontinued because this was like a limited edition. Again, like I mentioned earlier with the cheek palettes, Nars comes out with like these 12 pan eyeshadow palettes every year that kind of end up all looking very similar. In all honesty, the only thing that made this one any different from other ones is like that really deep blue or even that like red made this palette stand out. At least when I first saw it online, I was like, oh, that looks so pretty. But I'm like, again, there's not that much of a difference. Wouldn't pay full price for these, knowing very well they're gonna go on limited edition towards when they're about to discontinue it. So if there's one that you really like, I would honestly just hold off. It'll probably be on sale. It just doesn't do it enough for me. So we're going to be using this palette. And the next one I have is the Pat McGrath Mothership palette. I don't remember which one this one is. This might be the 5th one, the 4th one. I don't know. This hefty little palette from Pat McGrath costs $125, ladies and gentlemen. This is the most expensive thing I'm going to be talking about today. So you might be wondering, if you're not familiar with Pat McGrath, why is it so expensive? Well, Pat McGrath in general is very pricey. Like, I want to tell you this isn't worth it, mostly because I didn't buy it. There's something about these shimmer shades in here that are just so absolutely transformative, and the unfortunate part is that the camera is not going to pick up on it. If you do want to buy a Pat McGrath palette, I would just say buy it because you want those shimmer. So I'm going to zoom you guys in just a little bit. It's not going to be too in-depth of a tutorial, but you guys are going to be able to see everything I'm doing. So I'm going to take this brown shade here, and I'm going to take it on this big fluffy brush. This is a Wet n Wild brush. Super, super affordable and really nice. And I'm just going to start blending that into the crease. I'm next going to go in with the Pat McGrath palette, which I'm always very excited to use this palette because it is so damn gorgeous. So I'm going to take that brown shade, which is a bit deeper than the one we were using from the Nars palette. I'm going to take it on this Sigma E33 brush, and I'm just going to start softly building that into the crease. I used to be like, oh, they don't look like that big of a deal, and then I swatched them in like Sephora and I was like, oh fuck, they're pretty fucking nice. Alright, I'm gonna take my sponge, not the floor. Alright, so I'm gonna take that same Sigma brush and I'm gonna go in with that deeper brown shade, pat that on the outer corner. This look isn't going to be like the most intricate, it's gonna be a nice blown out look. So I'm just gonna take my finger for this gold shade, and I'm just going to start pressing that on the lid. So this is a Sigma E25, and I'm going to take that yellow gold, just start placing that on the inner half. So I'm going to take this like little kind of lighter pinkish shimmer and just use that as my inner corner highlight. I'm kind of confused, y'all. So I have these Givenchy Kohl Couture waterproof eyeliners. I have the shade Peony and I have the shade 13 Poppy, but I can't find Poppy. So these are the Givenchy retractable eyeliners that cost $27 or something like that. They're the shade Peony, which is a pink, which I think I'm gonna just incorporate to my waterline just to add kind of like a fun color. I think it'll look cute with it. I'm not mad about that. ColourPop's gel cream liners are absolutely beautiful. They work extremely well. They last all day. I don't think you need to spend this much money on an eyeliner. So this is the Givenchy Volume Disturbia Mascara. This retails for $27, which for a higher end luxury mascara is actually not that high. So this has like a really thick comb, but with like the tiniest little bristles. I do definitely like this mascara, don't get me wrong. I think it does a really nice job of volumizing while also doing a little bit of separation. I think that's because of the comb. However, when it comes to mascara, I highly recommend just going drugstore and saving your money, or I've mentioned this before, Sephora has this really cool kit every year that comes with 5 mini mascaras that'll run you about like $28, and then it also comes with a voucher to get a full size of any of the ones in the little set. Alright, so I'm going to finish off the other eye off camera and then I will be right back. Okay, I added a ton of stuff on my eyes that I didn't expect to from the last time we saw each other, but we're just gonna have to accept that. And then I'm now going to zoom out and finish off the lips. So I have a couple of different lipsticks. So in this little like display, I hold all of my like fancy lipsticks, my really fancy expensive ones. In general, bullet lipsticks, I really don't think you should spend more than like maybe around like $20 if you want to, but honestly drugstore or like a cheaper alternative is a lot better when it comes to bullet lipsticks in my opinion. They tend to be less fragranced and I don't know, they just work perfectly fine. I don't think you need to spend that much money on a lipstick unless you want like that one beautiful unless you want that one beautiful like collector's item, which I think these are. So for today, I'm going to go with my Givenchy lipsticks. I'm going to mix the shades 14 Rose and 42 Violet. I don't know, you guys. I think this might have been a bad idea because I forgot that I have like pink. I'm going to take off this lipstick right now because it doesn't match, but I just want to talk about these very quickly. Skip out on these. You don't need to pay. I don't even know how much these cost. They're like $30, $40. I skip out on these. And the YSL lipsticks. The lip that I have on right now is the Foxy Lip Pencil from Mented Cosmetics. This is the Vive lipstick in the shade Vive. And then this iconic blended gloss in the shade Nearly Nude. Nearly Nude. I'm really blind. Alright. So those are all my thoughts on all my high-end beauty products. Everything that I used today will be listed down below, as well as all my social medias if you want to check me out on Instagram and Twitter if you want. And comment down below. You know what? For today, how about comment down below your favorite like high-end luxury product that you have. Doesn't have to be makeup or beauty related. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys tomorrow on my beauty sessions on Instagram and maybe Friday, but most likely Monday here on YouTube. Alright you guys, bye!